think it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you guys are hype as the race gets started. Boom. Looks like I need to quickly unbuffer or rebuffer Squega there. Yeah.
Squega with his Squega skin, so he's actually running a skin that is just a plate mail armor.
Yeah, that's not confusing at all.
No. I wonder if he just turns into Cadence if he picks up the plate mail.
That'd be pretty funny. I hope so. I have a feeling, was it Fubzo or Grom who made him that skin, and it's just Squega suit no matter what he picks up?
I have no idea.
Which, of course, then we'll just have to look at the top to know what he's actually hanging on to there.
Zypher picks up a luminous torch from the Bloodshot, passes on the Ring of Courage. Can't blame him, but I would have liked to have seen it.
The which, sorry?
Ring of Courage. It saw the Ring of Courage in the Bloodshot, said, nope, not taking that.
Yeah, I'm the same. I will avoid it. It's one of those things I'll pick up if I've got the right weapon, but I will just leave otherwise, because...
Yeah, because you might end up getting a Rapier or a Cat, and then you're like, no,
and then
this
why
is
do
the
I
worst.
have this thing? And of course, you can't just take a ring off your finger, apparently, in this game. You have to find another one to replace it. The ring mechanics are interesting, because it's like, well, why can't I just shake it off?
So the Squega suit picked up chainmail, and now the Squega suit has a bow tie.
It has a bow tie. Adorable. That's wonderful. I really like that. I'm looking forward to seeing what else the Squega suit can do. Alrighty. That's really funny, armored armor. Yeah, that's cool. So Zypher is really looking for something here. I mean, a little bit ahead of Squega, but Squega's got more of a build going right now. He's got that extra bomb. He's got the holster. And Zypher goes down, getting caught by those white monkeys.
Yeah, that was... The monkey came, and then he had the Wraith trailing him, and it's just a bad situation.
Yeah, there's... yeah,
where you get the dragon, you're like,
take
okay,
damage.
cool, it's just a dragon.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh no, there's a secondary swarm.
Yeah, and that Zone 3 swarm, you can... It's easy to underestimate it. Sometimes it can be really bad. Especially if you're doing something like Aria or Aria low percent. Zone 3 is, 1-3, I mean.
Yeah, 1-3 and 2-3 are really terrible, because especially if you don't have the damage to take care
of
all of the black skeletons. Because the black skeletons take a lot of extra beats to deal with, rather than the yellow ones, because you have to hit them on the right beat.
Exactly.
You can't just hit them with their hands are up. You have to back up and,
there's more of a
kind
beat
of
buffer,
maneuver them.
Whereas the yellow you can hit at any time.
Yeah, if you have range, of course, then you can just like smack them any time.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Glass Whip for Squega. That's not what he's
with the
really
YOLO.
hoping for.
The yellow
I think I would go
transmog.
transmute that again.
Yeah, I would too. Zypher going super duper fast, but winds up getting smacked by the Minotaur in Zone 1-4, and now Squega's got a full zone lead here on Zypher.
It was a 3-minute Zone 1, or it's gonna be longer than that because he's got the con gun. It's really tricky with the whip. Oh, he actually drops his beat here, so even if he finishes this, he's still not able to like switch weapons because not the best of builds with the armor and the glass whip.
No.
And I think the glass whip is probably the worst of the glass weapons that you could pick up.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty safe thing to say. Yeah.
I would rather a crossbow, even though that's kind of tricky too.
Yeah, actually no, I'd rather the glass whip than the crossbow because I just don't practice the crossbow. So with no practice whatsoever, I just lose. And I've played enough with the whip that I feel like. But yeah, it's hard to say. There's a few people who are comfortable with the glass whip. I know, I'm pretty sure Fubzo actually likes it. I think. I don't know. But yeah, I'm not a big fan.
Steak's a big fan of the glass whip.
Steak likes it as well, yeah. I mean, it can be really strong, but oftentimes with whips, you don't actually need glass tier because you can whip behind the shields of the skeletons, and that's often what sucks up a lot of the beats. And so instead, you can just... if you have a titanium whip, you can still get behind those shields, no problem. And yeah, Squega's moving fairly fast, but is actually doing a little bit of farming here. Just has to be careful. Could have easily blown himself up with that Splody mushroom.
He gets even more health. He actually has 2 healing items. There's actually a third on the ground with that apple.
So much health. And a glass whip. That's so
we'll see. Maybe he can get something titanium or obsidian from his boss here.
He's definitely going to want to... And Zypher goes down to Coral Riff.
That's actually
That's a tough fight with the broadsword.
What he did was he killed the last tentacle, but he was in range of...
Oh my
god! Yeah, he was in range of the head. and so it just immediately dunked him. And he
Ouch.
a wooden bow from that black chest. So he says, "You know what? I'll take the glass whip. Thank you very much." Handles it. That was kind of scary, but the good thing about the whip is that it's actually for Zone 3. It's pretty good for handling goblins.
Yep, that's true. You can kind of catch up to him a little bit.
And he
no,
just...
but he tried to run away, and that's the worst thing you can do sometimes with a whip.
Yeah, that's the thing you can't do with a whip. You can't run away, but he's gonna be fine. He can, even if he doesn't find another weapon. I mean,
yeah, he's got a very good lead right now, so he really doesn't have to push too hard. It just depends on how fast he wants this match to go, or how
more
much
damage because
opportunity.
he just picked up the Ring of War.
That's true, but of course, Ring of War now he's gonna get swarming with only a dagger range. So that can be a little sketchy.
It's a little bit better because he has all this armor, so he can take a hit or two.
Yeah. Not as much armor as it looks like, though, because it's a Squega suit. But yeah, he does have a pretty good amount of armor there, so it looks like he's probably gonna be fine.
Yeah, just slow play this. If it takes you 8 minutes to finish this run out, it takes 8 minutes, but you still have the lead, and you can just kind of like move on, and maybe you won't get a glass whip next time.
Yeah. Well, exactly. Yeah. That stupid glass whip. But yeah, he's handling it just fine. A lot of these players have done a lot of Aria as well, which is the best training because it'll teach you how to deal with all of the zone enemies with just dagger range. Because that one range really makes a big difference between one range and two range often. And there's some confused traps.
Yeah. Zypher made it to Zone 2, has a titanium longsword and nothing else. Actually, just didn't even check chest. Oh, dagger phasing. Really nice pickup.
That confused Squega suit was really funny to me, just standing there super confused, all the enemies coming in and thinking that Squega had to think, okay, I need to attack right to kill this thing that's about to hit me. It's really scary when you're standing there confused like that.
Confusion is one of the scariest things in this game because, and it's always kind of hard. What I do a lot is I get used to it just as it runs out, and then I go the wrong way. So like I just get unconfused at the right time and I just jump right into an enemy.
Exactly. I have definitely done that too. It's really frustrating. But they upped the flashing to 2 on the confuse, or they're going to do that. I forget.
I'm not sure. I think they said 1 was enough. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, so he finished at 727. Dagger
nice,
phasing. Dagger phasing's really nice actually for Core Wolf 3.
Yeah, because you do that damage.
You can throw it and you can bomb. So. But Zypher is not far behind now because that took so long, and Zypher is not even checking his chest. We're just going to Zone 3 with a titanium longsword, and
that's it. Yeah, and
Lord help us.
It's working.
Yeah, hope he doesn't open a wall and see a clap or a.
Yeah,
a quick,
I mean he can take a little bit of damage because he does have full 3 hearts. But yeah, he's just got to make his way through. Hope he doesn't have too much of a bad swarm. But yeah, without the torch, that can be a real issue. Like you were saying, where he'll just open it up and all of a sudden clap in the face, or the Hellhound or something like that.
Even just opening it, like you can get a skeleton behind a wall, and like you don't react fast enough, you can just get dunked.
Yep,
but that shield is kind of nice. So if he gets a bad 3/3 swarm, he can just pop that, and for like 20 beats, he'll just like.
Oh yeah, it's so long, but it's good. Like the length of time that shield spell works for, and it looks like he got just a fine 3/3. So he can use that shield spell for his final boss and just kind of rush in there. So if it's something like death metal, you don't even really have to worry about the beetles. Just go in there and just mash death metal. Ooh, took a bit of damage there from that clappa, and of course you can see that was 1.5 hearts of damage. So it is pretty substantial. Another clap and he'd be donezo.
Yeah, just about everything in Zone 3 does minimum 1.5 hearts of damage.
Yeah.
Especially on 3/3. So any of these beetles or hellhounds or slimes kill him, he's gonna go down. Elemental 2. The only thing right now he can take a hit from and still live would be a shelf monster.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's true. Do the gray ones do more damage?
No, I think the gray ones just have more health right now. They don't even drop more gold.
Here's where I'd be using that shield spell. Oh my god, he took a damage from the pawn. Be careful, Zypher. Shield spell.
I think he just forgot that he has it.
Yeah, he might have forgotten that he has it.
You'll see that happen a lot, especially if you haven't played about 1,500 hours like I have.
Yeah, that's
where
true.
you'll just like even the people that have like 600-700 hours, they'll just like, oh, ham. I had the ham. Why didn't I get the ham?
Yeah. Well, I have 675 or so, and yeah, it happens sometimes. I'll forget that I've got something. That's the way it is. Yeah, the music we're listening to is all Danny B music. So just everything Danny BE, which is good. But yeah, that was a really
So-
nice run by Zypher. I mean, managed
Yeah,
to make it
despite-
work with just the base, the titanium longsword. But he is a zone back from Squega here. So Squega's trying to build on that lead, see if he can finish another couple runs before Zypher can.
Well,
But
he did
ultimately,
die
they're
a
pretty
few
close.
times, so it ends up being like much better than it could have been, right?
That's true. Yeah, he suffered some pretty bad deaths. Zypher did, and is still very much in it. So he's got a good situation going.
Squega's got an okay build here. Titanium broadsword, one of my favorite of the titanium weapons. And
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, it does 6 damage in a way because it does
he also
2
has a
damage to
potion.
3
Oh, he
squares.
just jumped into a clone, but he has a potion.
Ooh, that hurts.
And so this might be his food shop, and that right there is probably that's a ring of regen he's gonna pick up.
Yeah.
So we'll
I
see
think
if
he
no,
just
he's not.
almost bombed his trapdoor. No, he's not even going for it. Interesting.
Yeah, I would have gone for it with the lead and with the potion. I would definitely be like, go pick up some hearts.
Get your hearts, absolutely. Speaking
Even just
of,
1 or 2 makes a big difference.
Oh, absolutely, especially with a potion, because even if they're empty hearts, you're gonna be filling those up in a second. So, definitely, yeah, that's definitely worth. What's up, Morpho Butterfly? How's it going?
They're both on Coral Rift, of course. Coral Rift 2 for Squega, and he picks up
Squega,
a
yeah.
glass flail,
Glass
which
flail.
is I maybe would have.
He's got the holster
kept-
though.
Oh, he has a holster. Okay,
Yeah, so he's still
Well,
got
then-
his weapon as well. So I think that's totally fair.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm not going to make fun of the holster anymore. I've been down that road. Doesn't pan out.
Yeah,
for me.
yeah, it saves plenty of runs, and a blast helmet is actually really useful.
Oh,
so
yeah,
you get
that's
3 more
so
bombs. But the good thing about it is that it's a panic button, because after you use a bomb, it explodes immediately, and you get invincibility frames on that
Exactly.
beat. So if a Minotaur is charging at you, now he has a flail, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But say like you get caught up and there's a clap about to hit you, you can just bomb, and you're just not going to take damage from it.
Yeah,
And of
he's
course
got
with the
7
trap-
bombs, so he can have 7
Yeah.
invincibility frames in a row. Sort of collect his bearings. While
Of course,
just
with the
bombing
glass
everything
flail,
around
the
him.
trapdoors are almost safer than just the actual level, because you can
Yeah.
just sit there and just smash and everything's done. He's got
Oh,
a
yeah.
torch of foresight, so he's just gonna You
Oh
can
yeah,
just-
this is gonna be real nice and fast now.
You can just jump up and just mash up, and you'll kill whatever.
That's true.
And then you can just handle whatever's left.
Now
Oh,
that
he
was
did-
scary there with that
did
white coming
just
in there.
lose it, and he-
Oh no, we got a runner, guys, and oh, Squega.
He couldn't actually. He didn't. He got hit, but he couldn't actually switch to his broadsword.
No,
because
it was
the black
riding on
skeleton
his butt.
was on.
You know what he could
Yeah.
have used? His
He
panic
used-
button.
Yeah, he could have.
If he used his blast helm there, Squega, no!
He could have spent about 4 bombs, and he would have been just fine, and he would have had his titanium broadsword. But you just don't think about it. You just don't think about that stuff. You think I have
No.
a panic button, and then you panic and you forget about the panic button because
Yeah.
you panicked.
Yeah, the key to the panic button is remembering when panicking that you can use it. By the way, we just got a $5 donation from Holster Power. Holster getting the praise it deserves. Absolutely. Thank you very much, Steak. That's very kind of you. I mean, Holster Power.
Holster power, definitely. So Zypher here has the chance to.
Yeah, to get the lead. I mean, has the lead technically right now, but it's not locked in until a win here. And it's actually a pretty good build. I'm
Yeah, it's a
very
great
happy
build.
with this build.
Yeah. Glass
That-
sphere plus a big torch, but you have the safety from the frost.
Yep, that's all
And
you need.
actually, looks like he's gonna be able to hold on to it. There's a trapdoor right there.
Oh yeah.
I'd run to the trapdoor. Run to
Careful.
the trapdoor. Run to the trapdoor.
Almost with the hot coals. There was that teleport right in the way, but yeah, he could have gone across the hot coals to get there.
Yeah, and then
now,
the goblin with the balance trap. But yeah, now you can actually you just have to slow play this.
yeah, you got to slow play it because he doesn't have any of the. Uh-oh, watch out for those goblins.
Well, even if the goblin smacks him, I mean, he can just.
Yeah, he can just
take his time.
Or like when the dog. But now he has to be careful. I mean, I'd be killing that red bat. I'd be clearing out everything. I mean, they will run out. Yeah, so as you can see, there is a lot of time where everything is frozen, but it only lasts for so long. Ryan Clark is here. What is up, Ryan? There was something earlier that we brought up, but I know you're super duper busy. And that is a win for Zypher. Zypher now taking the lead just like that. Boom. And now Zypher is 2 zones ahead of Squega. Crazy. And we're about halfway through this race. What's up, Ryan? CoNDORks. I like it. I embrace it. Thank you.
So,
That's
so
pretty
Squega
awesome.
beat Death Metal 1 there, but he had to blow a beat or two because of some kind of trolley skeleton swarm. So, but he's got a glass dagger. He actually just got bopped there by
Oh, he
a
did,
really
yeah.
trolley wraith or ghast or whatever they are. And
They are whites.
Whites.
Zone 3. Yeah.
yeah,
Or
so
Zone 2.
he teleported right to the shop. Decides not to take the Ring of Courage again, which I can't blame him. Although,
Oh, and that's a new change, right? Like when you get teleported, it tries to teleport you into the shop if it can.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I
Also,
have
what is up,
definitely-
Kevin? Got to give a shout out to Kevin too. I don't want to just give a shout out to Ryan. Ryan, of course, is the brains behind this, but not all the brains because there's a lot of people working on it. But Ryan is sort of the main designer, game programmer dude of this game, and then and Kevin does all the sound effects, which unfortunately we're not hearing right now because it would be really hard to listen to both of these streams. But yeah, the sound effects in this game are amazing, and it's really good. And he also does on his Powered Up Audio stream. You can watch him make the sounds for this game. It's really entertaining. Have you watched many of those streams, Jack?
Yeah, I'm usually
You're
I
usually
pop
around?
up in there. Yeah.
It's pretty.
When you're working
awesome.
on Necrodancer.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you're working on another game, but usually someone's streaming Necrodancer, and
Yeah.
like I said, I'm an obsessive nerd about this game, so.
And here is exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to 1-3 swarms. Zypher is just like non-stop mashing, killing so many enemies. It was just like a mess of enemies throughout that entire zone.
Okay,
there.
this is a really trolly setup for Squega, that armadillo. There's an omni-bounce pad and there's an up-bounce pad onto that stairs, and he can just jump on the
That's
stairs, thank you.
really funny. But yeah, just jump on the stairs. But that is really funny. That could have been really bad. Luckily, there's that safetiness on the stairs.
No, Squega, what'd you do? He fireballed his boss when he could have just planted the bomb. It worked out, but
Yeah, he's okay.
Yeah,
so
that
he
could
went
have
for
been
the
really bad.
Well, he had a glass dagger and he threw it, right? Yeah, I probably would have
Yeah.
done that as well. But oopsie. Gets himself the obsidian longsword, so that's pretty nice. That's a really strong weapon. So he can do up to 3 damage on full coin multiplier there. Plus he's got the range, so that's gonna really help him through zone 3. Get the 2 hits.
He also has a
on those
compass, so he knows
Oh,
exactly
yeah.
where he's going.
That's true. And he's got that fireball spell when he gets it back charged up like he has it now. So yeah, he's looking mighty fine.
Yeah, Fireball Spell is really good for, if you want to, you can just snipe dragons long range if you're willing to take the half-arc damage from the blood magic. You can just stand on the other side of the map horizontally to them and just hit them twice with the fireball.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yep.
Also really good
Double
for
tap.
hitting minotaurs or killing bats from long range. That Banshee has a little bit too much health. Oh! He took a little bit of damage, but he's fine.
Ryan's brother's stream equals best stream. What's happening? What are you guys talking about in chat? You guys crazy. You guys are
Oh,
crazy.
he's talking about when Kevin plays Game Brothers. He speed runs and
Yes, he does. That's true. I haven't watched it because I plan on playing that game. And I'm very
Okay.
serious about not... Anyway.
Squega checks the shop. Switches out his Obsidian Longsword for Titanium Spear, which is,
Interesting.
it's going
I
to
guess
kind of
that-
troll him here because he's not doing 3 damage. and
Yeah, so he
there's-
has to wait to attack at the side of those skellies instead of from the front. But, I mean, he'll be able to throw it, so I understand why you'd want to take that.
Yeah, if you have
And he does
his
have
deep
bombs.
blues last with the fireball, he can actually throw and then just fireball the king.
And just fireball. Yep, that's true. And actually, Zypher had a really nice kill there, throwing his... was it his obsidian spear? Or did he have an obsidian dagger that he upgraded to the spear? I thought he had a dagger, but he
had a
upgraded
dagger
it.
earlier,
Yeah, so he
yeah.
threw it right through into the king there. And actually, Zypher is really close here. I mean, Squega is on his boss, but Zypher's only 2 floors behind taking Squega down.
And Squega decided not to do the throw strat on deep blues, but I guess it's kind of it can be kind of unwinnable
It can be a
sometimes.
little sketchy sometimes. Sometimes you just want to have your weapon. So Squega has tied it up, but he's still really far behind here as Zypher is about to take another victory if he can finish this run. It's crazy. Crazy!
If Squega, I think Squega probably has enough experience with the he's probably going to farm for that Shrine of Phasing in the Shriner and take it. Because that can be one of the equalizers. That can be like you can put down a 3.5 minute time if you have the right torch and everything like that. And it's almost a really safe build that you can do.
Sorry, what was it he was going to farm for?
A Shrine of Phasing, although he might not do it now. I guess
Wamba combo.
he checked it. I don't know. He might not do it. Which is also kind of risky because you just might not get a torch and then you run into a
Yeah, and that can be
skeleton.
really bad. And Zypher dies!
No, the death metal trapdoor?
And
Is that
that
what it was?
Yeah, that was a
And
death
so
metal
now we're all-
trapdoor, and
now
now
we're all
we're
tied up?
pretty much tied up, guys. We got 10 minutes or so left in this race, and we are neck and neck. That is crazy, just like that. Wow. Yeah, I don't know what that's gonna do to him. As Problems was saying, you know, sometimes, and as I was saying earlier, racing can really get you sometimes. Like, just the nerves can really get to you, and when you make a mistake like that and you die, it can really affect you. As Problems was saying, he was having he was doing fine, and then wait, was it Problems? Yeah, when Problems. Now I'm mistaken.
No, when he died, his
Yeah, when
second death, or his first death, after he was behind for a couple of minutes.
Cypher trying to get that bomb kill on that dragon, but didn't need to.
And yeah, it cost him.
But yeah, that might be all part of it. You know, once you start getting sort of inside your head a little bit, it can often, you can make small mistakes like that.
Squega finds himself a glass cat, and he's a huge fan of that. Oh, he wishes he had a bomb now, because he bombed into his blood shop, and he found an obsidian broadsword. But there was a glass cat on the level, or the level right after, and he's gonna miss out on a ring of peace now at this point. Now, what he could have done is he could have gone and picked up his obsidian broadsword and hit that Shrine of Peace for the extra 2 hearts, but that might take a little bit too long anyway, and if you're going to pick up a glass cat, that's the point.
Yeah, that's true. Those extra 2 hearts aren't going to make a big difference. So yeah, if you use a Shrine of Peace, just for people who don't know in the chat, if you use a Shrine of Peace and basically what happens is it gives you +2 hearts, but then resets your build back to the normal build. So you get a dagger and a bomb. Do you get a bomb?
You don't get a bomb. The only
It
exceptions
just doesn't affect your bombs.
Yeah, you keep all the hearts that you've already built up,
Mm-hmm.
and you keep your Ring of Peace if you have one.
That's right. But yeah, it can be bad unless you have like a weapon to swap out later. And Cypher goes down again. So what we are seeing is similar to what happened to Problems here, where 1 death and all of a sudden, there's a lot of deaths. And there's 2 bombs and a Shrine of Phasing. You gotta do it.
You have to do it. Yeah, so I think what Cypher, it took him a little while to settle in, and then it looked like he was just going to kind of take over and finish 4 runs quickly, and then after 2 great runs, he just kind of choked at the very end on the 3rd one, and now he's kind of thrown off his game.
Yeah, it seems to have really affected him. And of course, this is his first CoNDOR ever. So, racing in front of an audience sometimes can be a little bit scary. So I mean, we gotta show him all the love there and don't give him a hard time. But of course, he's still not out of this. There's lots of opportunity for him to get back. Lots of ways. I mean, Squega is running glass right now.
Oh,
really
there's
scary.
look at that really trolly setup.
That is so trolly. So he's got to go and hit it and step away.
Yeah, if he
there
would
you
have
go.
actually tried to just go around it, he would have hit it
blown
twice
up.
with the cat, and he would have blown up, and that'd have been GG.
Yeah, that would have been tragic. That's like when you're playing as Melody and you don't even really notice, and you just sideswipe those things and blow yourself up. It's really unfortunate.
Are you trying to go into the shop and you have a whip or a broadsword?
Oh yeah, I know exactly. Yeah, and there's one greeting you at the entrance. Worst. Oh, man.
Yeah, about nerves. I mean, the first time I ever raced, and it wasn't even a big race. It was just a bunch of us, you, me, DJ, hyphenated, got together. We just kind of had a night of racing, and I was super nervous the first time.
Yeah, I remember
I was
that
just
too.
like,
Just
I've never done
for
this.
the SRL countdown and just being like, what's gonna happen?
Please don't let me embarrass myself in front of these Necrodancer pros
like
or whatever.
3 people.
Yeah, and then Lord forgive me when we got actually to Balls of Steel and there was actual money on the line, and I just about had an ulcer for waiting for 2 weeks for those finals.
Oh, I know. The Balls of Steel tournament, I remember just actually shaking. It's the same with, I don't know if you were around for the Aria race that happened at the beginning of the Necrothon.
No.
That was a crazy thing. I know Ryan cites that a lot as one of his favorite things that ever happened in this community, but basically there was money on the line for the first person to beat Aria in the Necrothon.
Right.
And so a bunch of us who could beat Aria or
wanted to try to beat Aria?
Yeah, I wanted to try. I had beaten Aria at that point, but I think Hoffington had, but B-Rex hadn't. And anyway, we were all waiting for the start to go, and then we're trying to be the first to beat it. And so there was 4 of us all racing, and I remember just how nervous I was, and nervous with Aria. And of course, I was a lot less comfortable with Aria back then too. So man, it was fun though. It was really, really cool. Yeah, see, Kevin saying,
Oh, Squega goes down.
Squega, and that again. This is crazy, back and forth. I mean,
and that's what I was saying with the glass torch. So he had to fight 3 gas there, along with your kind of run-of-the-mill zone 3 swarm. And he just attacked the wrong direction with the cat, which is really easy to do. He jumped right, attacking
so easy to do.
The skeleton, and that was it. If he doesn't have that glass torch, maybe he gets surprised by a gas later on, and he gets caught. But that swarm on 3-3 with any kind of circular monocle is just it's brutal.
Yeah,
also,
sometimes you want to take a damage on your zone 2 boss just to get rid of that glass torch. Just to
he actually had a chance to pick up an obsidian torch, and he declined it.
He didn't.
And
the
mapping,
yeah,
the mapping is really valuable, especially in zone 3. It's just like one of those situations where you're like, I don't know. And so Zypher's putting down a pretty fast time here with just the blood bow. I mean,
safe
for having the blood bow, right?
It's not fast, but definitely
he just has
safe.
to finish this run. And like, if he can finish this, the pressure's on Squega to finish within the next like 4 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Squega ignores Apple. Ryan Clark angry. He's gonna Hulk on you. Watch out.
Let's see if Zypher replaces this bow, or if he wants to keep the safety of the.
It looks like he's gonna not, and I kind of agree. I think.
The bow, I wouldn't take. I wouldn't
take the titanium. Yeah, titanium whip. It's not bad, but you got to finish this run. Because you have the lead, you got to finish the run.
That's a rough choice. Like, it's plus damage, but the bow kind of trivializes a lot of zone 3. You can just, like, the Yetis, not a big deal. And, like, he got some glass armor and a glass shovel. I probably would have just kept the titanium shovel, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't think the shovel's as big of an issue.
I would check the shop. Just finish this run.
Yeah.
Maybe there's armor in there. Maybe there's boots of strength. There's so many good things you can find in a shop.
It's hard to know how close he's watching the timer, though, too. He might just think, like, I got to get this over with, make sure I get my win in before the half-hour mark. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, these two racers, there's a little bit of confusion on what the tiebreaker was, and so Squega and Zypher decided to keep it. Who had the last lead will win.
Oh, and in
so
that case, that would be Zypher, because Zypher was up 2-1, right?
I don't remember. I honestly thought it was Squega, but no, I think you're right. I think you are right. But we'll see. If Zypher does finish this within the next 3 minutes, then of course.
And speaking of the shops, he checks a shop that's right next to his boss. He finds a Ring of Might, and that's just
super
helpful. That's gonna solidify it, because the difference between 1 and 2 damage is way bigger than anything else in this game.
Yep, absolutely.
And Conga, he can dig the throne. Maybe it's a good thing he took that glass shovel.
Decides not to, though, and takes a hit because of it, which ends up breaking. Did he have glass armor?
He did have glass armor,
yeah, so he lost his glass armor, so he's totally fine.
He probably just forgot that he had picked up the glass shovel in the first place. Still thought he had titanium.
And that is gonna pretty much do it, I guess. Now yeah, we're still running, but because he has technically the last lead, even if Squega finishes this run, Zypher had the last lead. And that's just the tiebreaker we're going with, because there was some confusion. I'm pretty sure for all our next races, we're going to go with the tiebreaker, which is the sudden death tiebreaker, which frankly I think is a little bit more dramatic and entertaining. But this was there was some confusion because when we did Bard lap races, that was the way we did the Bard lap races, and so some of these racers were in that, or at least were watching, and so they remember that.
Yeah, it kind of makes it anticlimactic because you can just, like I said, you can just kind of sit on a lead. Even more so, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because you can, at least now you can kind of force that extra. Oh my God, he's not getting a ring.
Oh, that so sucks. Got to keep that ring of darkness. All right, Ryan Clark, thank you so much for popping in. I know you're very, very busy putting the finishing touches on this game. So good luck to you. I look forward to seeing it.
Finds the Ring of War, actually. That monocle really helps him find the Ring of War, and let him right to the boss. The Ring of War is a great pickup when you only have base flail.
Exactly,
that extra
yeah.
damage.
And you don't get the trolley double knockback like it used to be, which is good, because I hated that. It confused me so much.
He's going to end up with a quick time here, but it's just not going to be enough.
It's just not going to be enough, yeah. Unfortunately, Zypher put down the... And that's interesting, too, because it felt like Squega was playing sort of the stronger play, but it was just...
he had the really unfortunate one death.
Yeah.
The one death at the wrong time, and it just kind of led... dying on 3-3 is just kind of... And, Zypher did also die. He died on the boss trap door. But Squega just could never really capitalize on it.
Yeah, he didn't get a chance to capitalize. Exactly.
And that's kind of unfortunately, kind of I guess what Squega has done in some of these CoNDORs, where he's put down some of the fastest times, but he's also kind of died in some of the most crucial moments. He had a real good chance to get back in Tournament of Champions, but he died a couple of times and lost to Chancellor in what was some of the best races that were never streamed.
Yeah, I heard those were pretty impressive for that play-in tournament. Yeah, I'm kind of sad I missed that. Sorry, just trying to catch up with chat there.
And well, he finished, so it's going to be 3-3. He actually finishes probably.
Oh yeah, I guess we've hit
late.
that would be the 30-minute mark. And so yeah, I guess that's gonna be Zypher. So they're gonna, I'm sure our refs will call it any second now. There is a little bit of stream delay, so right around now they should be hitting the 30-minute. I think he got it just under the wire, but I'm assuming they're gonna call it. We'll have to check, and I believe T has switched up to. Okay, they are calling it. Cool. So yeah, that's gonna be Zypher with the win.